I'm honoured to participate in this commemoration on behalf of the European Trade Union Confederation and the 45 million workers and their trade unions that we represent throughout Europe, to commemorate the 262 workers who died on the 8th of August, workers from 12 different countries, more than half from Italy, and even in tragedies, labour is by itself international. We will not forget that what happened in Marcinelle has its roots in exploitation, greed, injustice, and inhumane treatment of working people, and in particular, migrant workers. Injustice and exploitation were at the basis of the treaties and agreements of that period that valued coal and profits over people. The Italian-Belgian Protocol committed the Belgian government to sell coal in return for every migrant worker from Italy. And the reality for those migrant workers who arrived was exploitation, working 6 days a week, more than 8 hours a day, without the most basic health and safety protections, as well as frequent accidents from work, also terrible occupational diseases caused by mine dust and fumes. And it was made worse because it was impossible for workers to look for better employment because their contract obliged them to work at least a year in the mines under penalty of arrest. And at the end of every back-breaking day of work, they faced terrible living conditions, often in barracks without the most basic services. Finding accommodation, impossible. The doors of the apartments often had the message, neither animals nor immigrants. These are hard-working, skilled workers trapped by a system designed to exploit them and what amounted to modern slavery. And today we pay tribute to the brave miners, to their trade union organisations, to their organisations who fought against the injustice and won improvements at national and European level for health and safety, for the protection of rights and conditions of all working people, but in particular of migrant workers. And today we rededicate ourselves to continuing their struggle, because working people and migrant workers throughout Europe still face exploitation. Still they are discriminated against, and still they are forced to live in terrible accommodation. We've seen this year countless deaths throughout Europe. Workers forced to work in the summer heat become ill and die because of their conditions of work. Tragedies caused by the same ethos of exploitation, the same lack of respect for health and safety, unregulated subcontracting, undeclared work, and discrimination against migrant workers. Tragedies, deaths, and injuries that could and should have been avoided. For this reason, remembering the tragedy of Marcinelle is so important. Because the tragedy of Marcinelle and the trade union social and political mobilization that follows shows us the road that Europe must pursue. A road of solidarity, equality, and fairness, ensuring that no worker anywhere has to put their life at risk to earn a living for them and their families. With respect for all working people and the work that they do, no matter who they are, no matter what their job, no matter where they're from. Friends, our struggle continues today for workers' rights, for fair conditions, for health and safety, and against exploitation. Our mobilization continues for a fair Europe that responds to the needs and struggles of working people, not to the few who want to maximize their profits. Today, the ETUC restates our commitment to protect everything that those who came before us have won, to honor their sacrifices, to protect regulations that keep us safe and healthy, to demand greater protections to ensure that all workers return home safely, and to hold employers accountable when they fail to live up to their responsibilities. Respect for workers. The solidarity between working people, between different countries, between our trade unions, united in common mobilization. That's how we will win. That's how we won in the past, and that's how we will win in the future together. I thank the families for inviting us. I thank the mining organisations for their work. I thank the trade unions. and I promise that the memory of the workers that died in the catastrophe here will continue to encourage us in our trade union struggles.
Anatole.